For centuries, the Zelthari Dominion believed war was a science, predictable, precise, a matter of overwhelming numbers and perfect formations. Their fleets had subjugated dozens of systems, their doctrines refined through generations of conquest. So when the revolt on Kastara 9 flared up, they deployed what they always did, a punitive fleet. 12 cruisers, 6 dreadnoughts, a swarm of escort frigates. It was, by all their calculations, more than enough to crush the resistance before the month ended. What they hadn't calculated was the arrival of a human ship. Admiral Ritha's carapace gleamed beneath the cold lights of the command deck as his fleet tightened its net around the rebel colony. His analysts had warned of human trade routes in the sector, but he dismissed them. Humans were merchants, scavengers, explorers, not warriors. "They'll flee," he clicked confidently. "They always do. They know the price of defiance." But then a ripple tore open the void at the edge of the system. Something vast emerged, blotting out a field of stars. The Vanguard. Captain Elias Ward had not come to negotiate. The Vanguard was the culmination of 3 decades of clandestine design. A human battleship unlike any the galaxy had yet witnessed. Its hull bristled with rail accelerators the length of city blocks, shield emitters stacked like cathedral towers, and an experimental drive that bent gravity as a weapon. He stood on the bridge, silent as his crew exchanged tense glances. "Contact established," his communications officer reported. "Zelthari fleet demanding identification." Ward's lips twitched. "Send it. And send the warning too." The message went out across every channel. "This is United Terran Battleship Vanguard. Cease hostilities and withdraw from Kastara 9. The rebels below cheered when they intercepted the transmission. The aliens scoffed. Admiral Rith leaned forward, mandibles flexing. "A single ship? They send a single ship to oppose the Dominion." His second-in-command hesitated. "Sensors indicate it is unusually large for a human design. Its mass is equal to 3 of our dreadnoughts." Rith hissed a laugh. "Mass is not power. Formations 1 and 2. Advance. Let them see what true war is." The Dominion fleet surged forward. The first volley was theirs. A wall of plasma torpedoes and rail slugs, enough to strip a moon bare. The Vanguard did not evade. It did not scatter. Its shields flared a deep blue, bending the barrage into harmless arcs of light that skated off into the void. Then it answered. A single shot from its spinal cannon, nothing more than a test, a warning, crossed the gulf and struck a Zelthari cruiser amidships. The ship did not explode. It simply folded, its matter imploding into a silent void before vanishing entirely. On Ritha's bridge, silence fell. "What was that?" whispered one officer. "Graviton Lance," another guessed. "But stronger. Far stronger." Captain Ward didn't celebrate. He didn't need to. "Transmit again," he ordered. "Withdraw now. No further harm will come to your fleet if you comply." But the Zelthari were creatures of pride. Rith snarled, ordering a full assault. What followed was not a battle. It was an education. The Vanguard danced through the storm, gravity wells blooming like invisible shields, rail accelerators tearing escorts apart with pinpoint precision. Its drones flanked from nowhere, warping in like ghosts, carving through the Dominion's lines. For every 100 shots fired, only one found its mark, and even then the human ship endured. 30 minutes later, only 4 Dominion ships remained functional. The rest were debris, some shattered, some disabled, all adrift. Admiral Rith stared at the wreckage. His earlier arrogance burned away. He opened a channel to the human battleship. "This is a violation of interstellar law," he hissed weakly. Ward's face filled the screen, calm, steady, uncompromising. "No, Admiral. It's the enforcement of a new one. The era of predation is over. Leave Kastara 9. Tell your Dominion. Humanity does not start wars." He let the silence hang before adding, "But we will finish them." The Zelthari retreated, limping into warp, their fleets scattered, their doctrine in ruins. Across the galaxy, the news spread faster than their ships could flee. A single human battleship had turned the tide of an entire campaign. On Kastara 9, the rebels hailed the vanguard as a savior. In the shadowed war councils of the Dominion, whispers began. If this was one ship, how many more were out there? And in the quiet of his command deck, Captain Ward simply stared at the stars. There would be more fights ahead, more powers that thought they understood war. But now they would all think twice before underestimating a human warship.